Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be showing you our trailer build and specifically how to install a solar system on your enclosed work trailer so that you can charge batteries on the fly. You can power a refrigerator to cool off your beverages in the summertime and other various electronics that you might need to charge up. So let's get right into it. So this was my rig that I worked out of for about 4 years. This is an 07 Duramax with a full utility bed with an enclosure on the back. It served its purpose, but everything would always get stuck towards the back, even with the bed slide, and I just did not care for that anymore. So this is the setup that I ended up with. I got a 2022 Toyota Tundra and a fully enclosed bed. Now, my plan with this Tundra is I'm gonna get the decked boxes. They're actually coming in, so I'll be doing a video on that. And then I can use this for service calls, and this will be my installation trailer. So I'll show you how we have this decked out so far. We've got all of our benders, batteries, my vacuum, air compressor, recovery machine, and vacuum pump all on the top. We've got our row of batteries, got our tape bin right here, all of our tapes and strapping and stuff. This is just kind of like a junk drawer. A couple really cool things with this. So I was looking for a way to secure this, and I ended up using these cargo hooks right here. So you simply lift it up and you can take it right off. And this is awesome because you can carry your pack outs, and you can also carry equipment with this dolly as well. It has a nice big platform down there. Now the same with this one. I just have two hooks that go the opposite way. So if I just tilt this up, I can slide it out. And then when I'm gonna be driving around, it just locks in like that. And then when I go to put this back in, it just locks into place and it's good to go. Now for this guy, we've got bits and blades. I've got my RLS tool and all my bits here. I need to figure out what goes in there. This one has some various items. All of my power tools go in this big box. Then we have like hardware and stuff up here. We've got our radio, all of our electrical items for doing a furnace change out, caulk, bits, and yeah, pretty much drill bits there. PVC fittings all go in here, copper fittings, RLS fittings, and gas fittings. Then lastly, down here on the bottom, we have all of our sheet metal tools. And down here, I temporarily have capacitors, but I'm gonna be storing pretty much all of those in the truck during the summer months. Then we have our torpedo light there. We've got some more hooks over here, our Hensler bender, ladder rack, and then refrigerant tanks here. So that's kind of the tour of my trailer. So this company graciously sent out one of their solar charge controllers and two of their lithium ion mini super lightweight 100 amp hour batteries. I believe it's pronounced LiTime. This is a 60 amp solar charger. All right, so we've got our 60 amp power controller mounted to the front of our trailer. And we have our inverter. This is a 1500 watt inverter. And we have our two batteries here. We're gonna figure out a way to secure these. I might just build some bracketry to hold these in place. But what we're actually gonna do is we're going to connect red to red, black to black, and then either one of these reds or blacks will go to here. And that's pretty much it as far as getting the power from the inverter to the battery. Then we're going to run 10 gauge wire from our solar charge controller to the battery. Now, you don't have to have as heavy gauge of a wire as what we're going to be going from the battery to this. These are really beefy because there's a lot more amperage. But to charge these, a 10 gauge wire is sufficient for this setup. Now in the future, I'm gonna run 12 volt lights, strip lighting in a bunch of different places. So we're gonna put those on a switch and attach those here. And then our solar is going to go from these terminals up through to the top of the trailer. Now let's show you the solar panel that we're throwing up here. So this is our solar panel. This is made by Bouge RV, and they sent this out graciously. This is a 200 watt panel. And as you can see, it's just flexible. So we're not even gonna put any penetrations in the roof of my trailer we're gonna completely silicone this with clear silicone, and it's not gonna go anywhere. That will be really well attached, and hopefully this panel will last a long time. So we've got this cleaned up on the top of our trailer. We're gonna throw it up there, show you what it looks like, and then decide where we wanna punch a hole down through it. All right, so we've got our solar panel set up on the top of our trailer. We cleaned this whole section off right here, as well as the bottom of the panel. And we're just gonna tilt this up, silicone underneath, set it down, and we might set something heavy up here. But this is not gonna have any problem. It conforms to the waves of the roof since it's not completely flat, which is really nice. I noticed while I was up here that whatever numbskulls put this trailer together didn't even seal this, and I noticed some water leakage on the inside, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this fixed up. I did clean this area first as well. All right guys, so this has been setting up for a minute now. It is completely solid. This is not gonna fly off. I'm 100% positive of that. All right, so we've got our extender here. This is from another kit, but I'm basically just gonna cut this end off and attach this to our power box, to our solar controller. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna feed these into this hole that I just made. So I did a 1/2 inch hole and I did an electrical grommet. And once we get our wires set in here, that's just gonna prevent it from rubbing on the sheet metal here. And then we'll put a bunch of caulk here to seal that in. And something that you guys may have not known is these connectors come off. So you don't have to drill a huge hole to fit both of these connectors in. So you just unthread this piece and then this will just slide off. Sometimes you have to pull it pretty hard and then it'll just pop back on. And this is how these are oriented in case you lost track of taking them apart. So now that these are both off, we're just gonna fit them down into this hole here. And the reason I put it there is because I think I'm gonna get another one of these panels. So I'll have actually 400 watts of power, and then we can do these in a series. So to connect these to each other, this negative would go to the positive of the next solar panel, which would leave you with another negative and this positive, and then you will double your capacity. So you'd bring it up to 400 watts in this instance. So we've got these wired. So we have all of our connections made here. And then in here, these will just slide up under these tabs, kind of like a breaker, and then you tighten them with these screws here. So we've got our hole. That's the last thing we need to do is seal that up. We've got this attached to the wall so it doesn't go anywhere. And we had plenty of length to get our 2 terminals put there on our solar terminal. And as you can see, we are now getting voltage from the solar panel. So we're charging these batteries. Just in the 5 minutes I've had this on, we've jumped from 13 volts to 13.2. And currently we're running the IceCo fridge. It's getting down to temp. It's about 52 so far. But this is our finished product with the exception of our tie downs for our batteries. These are in the corner where my pack out's gonna be, so it's not gonna go anywhere. But just to be sure, I think I'll just attach some wood pieces here just to keep them from sliding around. And then we have our inverter. We're waiting on a power outlet strip that we're gonna mount right here. So we can plug in our M18 strip battery charger, and then this one's running to our 12 volt supply right here, as well as our fridge. If you can get away with going with 12 volt supply, that's more ideal than going with an inverter and a 110 outlet. It uses a little bit less amps, so just a word of advice there. All right, so we got everything caulked up here. Big old fat glob of it there. As you can see up top, we have our flexible panel, and that's just siliconed into the lid here. This is all nice and hard, and this panel has worked great. It's a 200 watt panel. Here's our finished product. So we've got our batteries here. I haven't mounted these yet, but they haven't moved at all. We've got our 1500 watt inverter, and the way that we have this set up is we just flip the switch on the back, which powers this power strip, which also has USB ports here, and it goes up here to our battery charger. So if we plug one of these in, you'll see that this is charged. We keep all the charged batteries over here on this strip here. I've even run my recovery machine and reclaimed refrigerant on the fly here in my trailer with my inverter, which is really awesome. It's a pretty good size inverter, so it can power that kind of thing. So far, I have used this setup to do some install jobs, and it has been so awesome. I'm really thrilled with this product. If you're interested in any of these items, check them out in the video description, and you can deck out your trailer like this and make it really easy to keep your batteries charged. A couple other things that I added was I put a switch here for the fridge. So as you can see right now, the fridge is off, and as soon as I turn this on, now you can see our fridge is on. And I also added lighting to the top here. So I put strip lights, and I put it on a switch right here. So at night, it's nice and bright in here. Or if I just got to come in here during the day and get something, it's not dark if this is closed and this door gets closed by itself. So anyways, I hope you guys found this video informative. If so, leave it a like. Let me know what you like about the trailer setup, things that you would do different that you have on your setup. Let me know in the comments. And until next time, you guys be safe. Later.